So today's $1 million listing isn't exactly $1 million real estate listing. It's a park, and it's kind of a private park, although it's publicly accessible. Today's Columbus Day, and it's even open right now. I think it closes at dark. And it was created by some kind of weird government set-aside zoning land use regulation in which the DC government let people build these very brand new condos and office buildings if they also did various other things like provide a certain amount of parking and also provide this little park. Although mainly they look down on the park and only they know about it. It's between 16th and 17th Streets on O Street. What's really funny about it is that, as you can see, probably read, although the sun is sort of in the middle, these two buildings are very heavily environmental lobbies. This one is called Resources for the Future, but almost all the environmental lobbies have offices in these two buildings. I think the World Wildlife Federation and maybe part of the Sierra Club, there are a lot of things in them. And this condo, which has a swimming pool that's kind of on the other side, we may actually be able to show you that, is where Barney Frank lived throughout the entire 90s. It's called the Richmond. It's a nice enough condo. All the units in it are very small, and then they almost all have these balconies that you see. A couple of friends who live there are realtors. Anyway, one funny thing about this, since this is all environmentalist, is they built themselves this giant statue that's 12 feet tall, and it's made out of steel. It's cranes or herons or something, and it's supposed to be 2,300 pounds, so it's a little over a ton of steel, which environmentalists had produced. Still, of course, using a lot of coal and iron to make in order to commemorate the herons, but it's steel. Anyway, there's also this really great little rose garden that goes with it. And I don't think Barney Frank was actually involved, but Barney Frank lives in this condo, which is more valuable, especially the units on this side, because they look down on this little park, which I'm sure is tax exempt. Across the street there is a building being built. I think it's actually leasing the land underneath it. It's a former parking lot of a church, and the church is still there. It's almost the only thing on this street other than this park and these environmentalists and the Richmond condo. So they leased out the land their parking lot was on, and it's going to have parking garages on the lower level. I think they get one floor, and then the people who are there are just going to be paying what's called an air rights lease to them. And the tall buildings in the background are the Australian embassy. Anyway, so there are environmentalist buildings, and they're over 1 ton of steel they used to make a statue about herons. It's a really pretty space, though. I was charging this recording device, so I didn't get it when it was fully sunny. Perhaps we'll come back someday. Anyway, here's the Richmond condo again, where Barney used to live, Barney Frank. And there's the back of a little row of houses on 17th Street. That is 17th Street. You can see for DC, fairly inexpensive apartment building there across 17th, and another one here. And these are 4 little townhouses. And then this is the pool, which of course is drained right now because it's October. This pool belongs to the Richmond condo. So it's Barney Frank's old pool. Those 4 little townhouses paid some kind of lump sum up front. Maybe they even pay a monthly condo fee to be included in the use of the pool. Anyway, here's this sweet little park, as we said, that has this rather lovely statue. And it's all brought to you through some weird kind of set-aside where everybody involved got tax benefits for not building on this. But it's not really publicly... But it's publicly accessible. Almost nobody knows about it, and almost nobody gets any use out of it except for the office workers at the environmental lobbies. And the people at Richmond get to look at it. And I suppose it lowers the temperature slightly because it's not producing as much heat, and there are trees. There are also bugs, which of course It's true in all of DC. Even though it's October, even sitting in the sun here, there are little biting gnats and mosquitoes that attack you, which is just true in DC because DC was built on a swamp.